How do you like my new suit? Dashing. Where'd you get it? It's an exclusive. Good idea. In fact, we don't have to do this at all if you don't want to. Definitely want to.
I think they should be terrified of me.
Do not hesitate.
That was the PlayStation E3 showcase. A lot to take in. There was a ton of great Worldwide Studios titles. We actually got a little more to share here coming right up. We're going to have first live gameplay of Marvel Spider-Man right here. Just a couple of minutes.
A lot to take in. There was a ton of great Worldwide Studios titles. We actually got a little more to share here coming right up. We're going to have first live gameplay of Spider-Man right here. A lot to take in. There was a ton of great Worldwide Studios titles. We actually got a little more to share here.
Yeah.
Did you realize?
I'm ready. Something point. Thank you.
Oh, Resident Evil 2. Come on, RE2. That looked so good. I know a lot of us fans have been waiting for that one. And it was like a moment where you're like, I'm not really sure I know what this is. And then as soon as he turned his head, I was like, yes!
And you get that
so good.
RE4 style over-the-shoulder camera action. It's kind of like the ultimate dream if they were going to remake Resident Evil 2. That's what I would want. So awesome stuff.
Yeah,
Ryan?
nice and gory.
As Meredith said backstage, Death Stranding. We now have more questions.
Yes.
It looks as if, I don't want to make any promises, but it looks as if we were getting kind of an allusion to a lot of gameplay in there and kind of what the character of Sam is going to be doing in this very unusual world that is inhabited by some very unusual and scary things.
And people consume strange and unusual.
Babies continue to be a theme.
Yeah, it wasn't a myth.
don't know what we're gonna find out there, but yeah.
So a ton of great stuff in the show overall. I mean, Neo 2, that was a crowd pleaser. That was one that was great to see get out there. We got an update on Kingdom Hearts 3. We got a lot of other great stuff. We have a new Remedy game. Remedy on the way, Control. Really stylish trailer. Really looking to just, I want to learn more about that one. I mean, it just looks like wizards and like, I don't know what I was looking at, but it was really stylish. I would expect no less from Remedy. But I got to say, I think my favorite was Marvel Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
that was incredible. We had these legendary villains are back. We had Rhino, Electro, Vulture. I'm missing some. Who else were there? I mean, just one after another. That was Electro.
Spider-Man was not in a good space.
No, it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. So we're going to see live gameplay of that in just a minute or two here. But I say we actually take this moment to announce a new game. What do you think?
Do it.
Okay, do it.
So nonchalant.
Hits keep coming.
Yeah.
So you guys know From Software.
Absolutely.
I'm aware of that.
They have created a lot of great games over the year. Well, they have been busy working on a PlayStation VR game.
Oh, we are.
And it is quite a departure from the kinds of games that we sort of know them for. But it's very, very interesting. And I'd like to see the first footage of that right now. Oh, we are. And it is quite a departure from the kinds of games that we know them for. But it's very, very interesting. And I'd like to see the first footage of that right now.
Aren't you excited? You're going to be a fairy. And live in the world where time stands still. When nobody can see what you're up to ever again.
Closing out some of the show there with Marvel Spider-Man. How does it feel?
It's surreal. We've been working on it for a while, so it's nice to be here. And obviously, we showed you people wanted villains, so we decided we'll give you a lot of villains. And, and the next question is, can we play the open world? And Adam's gonna show off the New York City.
I mean, I don't know, Sid. What do you think?
Let's dive in.
Yeah,
What are we talking about here?
Yeah. We're gonna boot up the demo here, and this is essentially one of the first playable demos that you guys are gonna be showing off.
Yeah, pretty much. So I mean, if you think about
Go ahead, Adam.
yes,
All right.
the game is, you know, a lot of people were like, last year's E3 was like, well, was that like just a linear level? No, like that was our Manhattan, that's our New York City, and it didn't have to be done like Main Story Edition. But in between things like you saw in the raft, or we showed that back at last E3, you can just swing around New York City and have fun.
Let's go to that footage because we have it running here on the main monitor. We'll go to it in just a second. This is the beauty of the live.
Yeah, this
This is great. I got my own little TV. This is perfect.
Yeah, I got it all. Yeah,
Adam's doing a fantastic job so far. It's been really good.
First of all, you're actually playing this right now.
Yeah.
And I do want to emphasize how beautiful this game is.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, Brian, tell me a little bit about what you guys want to show us this evening.
So I think, the big thing is, again, I think the part of the Spider-Man fantasy is to swing around New York City and, to have, not only just a great story, but have a bunch of different activities in that world. And we want to, give people who attend E3 an opportunity to experience that. So, obviously it's a big narrative-driven experience, but at the same time, it's part of that superhero fantasy, especially that Spider-Man experience is living within New York City and seeing that. So, Adam is he's one of our combat pro players because he's a combat designer. And again, he's just showing off some really awesome stuff that as you get better at the game, obviously, we wanted to have to pick up a play field, but at the same time, have a level of mastery and to really show off the improvisation that we've really been talking about a lot since we announced the game.
I'm digging this, like sticking dudes to walls and to the floor and stuff. That looks really satisfying.
I think the thing that's been really fun in these last, I would say last 6 months since we got back from the holiday break was every week I feel like I'll take the game home or I'll be playing one night and then I'll come in and say, wow, guys, I didn't know you could do that. So I think there's a lot of that. There's that sandbox nature to it as well. So, obviously you can, we're going to teach mechanics, but we want you to experiment with, his acrobatics, his webs, his gadgets, his suit powers. So combining all that stuff really allowed for a lot of different gameplay, a lot of, Spider-Man's a very expressive character. We want players to express that, whether it's in traversal or in combat.
It's gorgeous.
These animations are just blowing my mind.
Your studio has kind of been renowned for character animation and for just fluid motion. I mean, did you guys take a lot of lessons from your previous games and really hone in on those when you're developing?
I think animation has definitely been one of the hallmarks of our company. From Spyro to Ratchet to Sunset Overdrive.
Yep.
And I remember when the Sunset Overdrive reviews came out, one person actually wrote, it would be great to see Insomniac make a Spider-Man game. And I was like, see. And I think
you waved your phone around the whole studio.
Exactly. We took that kind of mentality and we just injected our personality, but also, what do people want, desire from a Spider-Man experience. So, it was really great. As I remember, probably around the end of the year, in the last year, someone wrote an article about the top things they want to see in Spider-Man. And they said they want to feel like an Insomniac game. So, I think that's the thing we've been really layering on this last year is to have that. It feels like an Insomniac game as much as it does a Spider-Man game.
And I love this traversal. Just the fluidity of just moving over great distances very quickly. It looks like a lot of fun just moving around. And that's when you've got a great game.
Okay, so how it kind of said experimenting, but sometimes game development, we're in meetings a lot, and then sometimes you see take a break. And what I used to find myself doing was just swinging around New York City. It was almost like therapeutic. It's just kind of like when I play other games, I just walking or running or even taking a car. It feels so more natural now just to swing around like Spider-Man. So it's definitely one of those things that has that, again, just like combat, that pick and play feel, but we want players to have a level of mastery as they play.
What was that? Hold on a second. I'm very interested what you're saying there.
So like I said, Adam showed off, I think he showed off the tripwire. It's basically a gadget that you can either attach to a piece of geometry and the enemies walk by, they'll get grabbed and sucked back. But you can also attach it to an enemy, and if an enemy walks by, they kind of slam into each other.
That is amazing. This is so cool. What's this focus meter about?
So the focus meter is basically it's kind of a risk reward. As you build focus, you can use it to heal.
Since having a religious
experience. That's incredible.
Okay, thank you. The team works really, really hard on it. Really, really hard. And the idea is the focus is kind of a way it's a risk reward. Like I said, you can either heal yourself, or you can kind of if you get built the bar a certain way, you can actually pull off a finishing move. So as you play the game, you kind of say, well, do I want to maybe heal myself real quick, or do I want to wait for that really extravagant move to kind of hit the guy out instantly?
Got it.
Brian, a question for you is, obviously Spidey has, as with his experience being under the mask for so many years now.
Yep, 8 years.
8 years. Thank you. You got to be precise.
I got it. One of the first questions I had is in the origin story. I'm like, no, that was after we decided that the webs were definitely attached to buildings. we decided it's not going to be an origin story.
But you know, back to the combat. I mean, Spidey's experience, he has access to a lot of different techniques and technologies. How do you balance out his experience with the fact that you don't want to overwhelm a player with options, right? You want to make it approachable.
You know, I really that comes down to our combat team, our traversal team,
Like this guy right here.
like Adam, and really going, okay, you know, kind of handing that stuff out over the course of the game. You know, finding those right spots where you kind of, okay, we're going to teach you how to punch and how to kick and how to punch guys up in the air and use your webs. But then we layer on things like gadgets and then the suits and the suit powers. It's kind of giving over time. We just, you know, one thing with something like E3, you know, we want you to feel great, right? But there's a lot to learn really quickly. So we just, you know, normal course development, we kind of find those spots in the game where it makes most sense to teach those mechanics. And then as the game goes on, we want you to master those because the game's going to get harder.
Yeah, absolutely. Sid, what do you think?
I gotta say, this game is
Beautiful,
looking
right?
absolutely gorgeous. This is, this is just, it was looking spectacular to begin with, but this is on a totally different level. And I can just see that
so much.
I can see that polish. Though. That's the thing, and that's what comes out in that final few months of development.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys watch the press conference, right?
Sure.
You saw all those games, those first party games, and they all have a level of polish. And to be in a press conference with the likes of the Naughty Dog and Sucker Punch, Kojima Productions, just we are very honored to be, and we know there's a certain level of polish that people expect from a PlayStation game, especially a first party game. So we want to be considered right up there.
Well,
and not to mention also from the Marvel, you know, Marvel fans expect to have that perfect experience.
Of course.
May I just ask real quickly, you know, as we're starting to wind down here, from a personal perspective, I mean, what's it like for you and for the team to be able to kind of look up at the big screen and see your game after all that time?
Well, I'm known as a crier, so it takes a lot for me not to get choked up. Like right now, they're playing the theme song to the game in the background as we're sitting here, and I mean, this is an amazing industry, and to be part of it is one thing, but to work on something you truly love is something that when you were a little kid thinking, oh my God, could I ever work on a Spider-Man game, let alone be in video games, is just absolutely surreal. I use that word a lot when I describe working on this game. And to work with a group like Sony and work with Marvel, and that feeling is felt by so many people Insomniac. So we couldn't be prouder, and the support we've gotten across the board, not only from Sony and Marvel, but also the fans.
Brian, it just looks incredible. I mean, there's no other word for it. And
well, you're flabbergasted.
I really am. It's stunning. I mean, just look at that. How can you not be blown away by that? But we do have a limited amount of time here, Brian. You're an industry veteran. You've been in the industry for a long time. I know this is a lifelong dream for you working on this game. And I want to thank you and Insomniac for making it.
Thank you for having us.
And for coming by as well.
Spider-Man was so awesome that it broke my mic, and I have to use this stick right now.
I think you just want to look different from all.
Yeah, I just wanted to stand out a little bit. But you know, Sid, actually, I think a little earlier, we were able to maybe get some footage of some of the experiential stuff that's going on with Spider-Man.
I mean, there really is something incredible going on here at this PlayStation E3 showcase. I mean, it's on a scale and a scope that we have just never seen before. And so we have people here, they're playing the game. We have a lot of hands-on sessions for folks who are here for the showcase. And the game looks great, but I just love the way this whole, I know her.
Oh, there's familiar faces popping up on the stream.
But I mean, it's a great event here. And it's just, I wish we could get everybody in here to try this out and to just see what has been sort of constructed. With Spider-Man and with actually another game we're about to talk about.
Yeah, we're about to talk about this.
Why don't you? Yeah,
you want me to introduce? Yeah, we had we sneakily snuck on a few amazing people onto our program as a helicopter goes by to mark this amazing moment. Nate Fox and Jason Connell to my left and Nate Fox. Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you so much for coming over.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's really good for you to be here, and I'm so glad you're able to give us some of your time. Yeah. Can I just ask kind of what we were just talking about with the team from Insomniac? What's it like for you as individuals and as developers to be able to kind of be a part of all of this?
It's amazing. I mean, you tried so hard to make a video game that you can get lost in, and then to come to E3 where they actually build your game. It's kind of a dream come true that way.
Yeah. How about? Oh man, it's amazing. You know, people are excited. You see all the other projects, and everybody's just stoked about all the different games that are up there. And we put a lot of heart and soul into it. So it's just that moment where it shows it. It's just great.
I think we should show it.
I think we should.
Have some of the footage.
I think we do have a little bit of footage hanging around here, so let's check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Hanging around.
It's just doing its thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, this game, first of all, just gorgeous. I mean, the art direction is really coming through in an incredible way, but also the technical sophistication as well. I mean, we're going to see here in a minute. Here we go. Get into some combat.
We have some highlights from the showcase just showing off for the first time.
Look at this look. I mean, this is gorgeous.
Look at this.
I don't know what else to say about it. I'm flabbergasted.
And maybe, I don't know, Nate or Jason, who wants to take this, but it seems like in these moments of gameplay, there's small vignettes of like a classic samurai film in which you really focus in the player experience, the visuals, the music, all the cues seem to align in harmony. I mean, that must all be very intentional, I can only assume.
It is an orchestra. Like it's got to take all these elements, and for even that opening attack, that EI attack, it's about building space before it, having the leads go by, the drum up of music beforehand. And that's what makes it, really powerful.
How do you coordinate all those systems?
We run and strike teams. We've got a lot of multidisciplinary, awesome people working on it. So
yeah, but I mean, you watch a lot of samurai movies.
I mean,
I mean, there's that quiet before the storm, pretty key to the genre. So just trying to make it real in a video game is our goal.
And I know that authenticity is something that's tremendously important to the entire studio in this game. Do you want to share a little bit about some of the great steps that your team went through creating that?
Yeah, I feel like we're in a super unique position because, we're part Sony, we have J Studio, we have a producer on our project in J Studio. We've hired some cultural guys. I feel like we're in this unique position to help us create this thing. Oh, the Doji screen, that was a popular one.
This knocked me off.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's interrupt worthy right there.
So can we talk a little bit maybe about how you're approaching the sword play? I think that's a really interesting concept here. Like, you don't have to get too far into it. I know the game's still deep in development, but tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we're going for lethal precision, where there's not a lot of wasted energy. It's very trained experts, and so every strike, could end a life. So you want to make sure that each one counts. And right now, we're allowing these characters to kind of circle each other and talk to each other because it's not just kind of a furball, right? It's studying kendo. We've brought in experts to kind of show us how to do it.
And it shows.
It looks like maybe your team spent 400 years making this one scene. I mean, that's the thing that I would like our audience to remember is that every leaf, every flicker of flame has to be hand-placed by someone at some point in time, unless you had a giant machine AI do it all by itself.
Maybe, I don't know. I know we have a great team. It's, creating those beautiful, the lethal combat, that was the goal. Like having the, visceral combat. That was our goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's so great to have you guys here. We do have a few more things to get to, right? So,
we do. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for being a part tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima looking mighty impressive. And
should we look at some of that stuff?
Yeah, so there's a whole experience here built out for folks who are here for the PlayStation E3 showcase. And we're going to get a little footage out here. Oh, here we go. There we go. Look at this. So this was that period of time. I know some of these people. This is the period of time when earlier on when we had that intermission, we had to make a little bit of time for folks to walk from one part of the experience to the next. So you're seeing shots of that right now. Very just special, intimate, and beautiful.
Gorgeous.
For folks to walk through there. Again, I wish we could just open the doors for 10 million people to come in here and just kind of get this all up close and personal.
10 million people might be a little more than this venue can handle.
That's right. The fire marshal may have an issue or two with that, but it really is something else. And hopefully these clips here give you a little bit of a taste of what was in store here tonight at the PlayStation E3 Showcase.
And Sid, we sneakily got a few more folks in here to join the program. Again, I know. And specifically to talk about those little interstitials that we were seeing during our showcase. And it's my great pleasure to introduce the Media Molecule.
Hi.
Matching outfits.
Matching.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having us. Yeah,
it's crazy. It is our great pleasure. I want to point out, and correct me if I'm wrong, the little interstitials we were seeing were all created inside Dreams.
They were.
That's right. So we just we had no idea what they were going to be showing with the games. So Resident Evil, and then we get to do a little trumpet.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Celeries, and then it's Death Stranding.
No greater line pairing than the Resident Evil and the Park Trumpet.
There we go.
Truly.
I mean, and we had the final word, right? The Orange Drummer.
Yeah.
We need to give these guys names. If any of your viewers want to name our fruits, that would be
That'd be
awesome.
great. But yeah, it was really fun because like the thing about Dreams is it's really fast to create these little sort of stories and games. And so when we got the opportunity to do something fun for the press conference, it just felt like such
Why
a
not?
good, to do something musical and sort of something that kind of showed off the
We're
playful
teasing
nature.
something
Yeah,
with that.
we are teasing something. We are. There's a tease in
There's
the.
method in the madness.
There is
A nice palate cleanser in between each of those, and it kind of kept everybody on their toes.
Right.
But I actually want to zero in a little bit more on the create mode that you guys are working on, and this is something that is, well, quite frankly, it's absolutely astonishing.
Okay, so
innovative here.
I mean, we're showing this at E3. It's so exciting for us. We're demoing it on the show floor. We've got press hands-on. So I think Dreams, you